Some of you have not seen this, but we want you to have opportunity. Check this out.
In the beginning, God took dust from the earth and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the miracles began.
We should expect to be amazed, for that's just the kind of God we serve.
"10 acres of paid-for land were provided, and 17,000 square feet of building plans were brought to life."
We serve a God who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could hope, think, ask, or imagine.
When we first came here, right away you could tell this was a spirit-filled church.
I believe kids today are spiritually searching, and they will learn who Jesus is.
This building, it's a way to do more. The mission is to equip people for life. I always thought the church, should be the center of the community.
And that's what this building means to me, is a furthering of the kingdom.
When we got here, we found Grace. Grace is the foundation for spirituality in the city of Buffalo.
I feel like God brought us to Grace because he was preparing us to be equipped.
The new facility will provide so many benefits to so much of this city.
I can see hundreds of people coming through Grace Fellowship and being prepared to go out into the world and save lives for Jesus.
Grace will be an example for the rest of churches all over Wyoming, maybe all over the U.S. It's a place that will allow everyone to see, feel, and touch God.
God saw that his creation was good.
Spiritual resurrections are going to happen at Cemetery Creek. We have heard, we have seen, we've received a mandate. Our calling's not to build a building for the sake of building. The mandate's to equip children, students, families, men and women to be world changers.
And so, from dust, Raising Grace began, one miracle at a time, 1 square foot at a time.
This is an unprecedented time for Grace to come together and make a difference for the kingdom, both for this generation and many generations to come. It is not our job to feed all the 5,000. It is our job for each of us to give our lunch, our little bit, and watch the Lord multiply it to accomplish the mission he has called us to, 1 square foot at a time, to see an amazing miracle.
Yeah. So last weekend we began Raising Grace, 1 miracle at a time, 1 square foot at a time. We had an event at Bomber Mountain, and it was an amazing time. Rhonda Schlichting and Jenna Zufall and their team just did a great thing. We filled in through the silent auction and through gifts 132 square feet, so that's a good thing. Now, the way everything has landed with our builder, we knew that May would be a month that we would need to talk to you and visit. So if you're a guest here today, I don't want to talk to you for a minute. I want you to tune me out because I want to talk to Grace people, because I don't want anyone who's a guest here feeling any uncomfortability in any kind of way. So, but for Grace people, inside of your bulletin is a pledge card, and for us to sponsor square footages. The grid out in the lobby is going to be exciting as we watch week by week, because you'll be able to see what's been pledged and what's come in. And what's cool about this is if you have an affinity for a particular area of ministry, you'll be able to choose where you want your square footage to go. And for example, if you are a worshiper and love worshiping, maybe you'll help with the stage. If you love nursery and children's ministry, there's a whole bunch there for that. If you need counseling, there's pastoral's offices you can, And so anyway, we just want you to be a part. And you asked the question, well, let me just say this about the pledges. Some of you already did last week. Some of you have prayed into that, and you're ready to today. Others of you are going to take this and pray into it. And by the way, you should pray into it because it's important. I know that every time I prayed into some of this, the Lord has given me a bigger number than I was thinking, because He is a supplying God, and He wants to do miracles through each of us. And we come to these kind of times where we go, well, this is really cool, because He's going to do exceedingly abundantly through us, more than we could hope, ask, or think. And we invite you guys online to also be a part of what's going on. Some of you, and what's so amazing about our online audience, some of those folks will never set foot here in Buffalo, Wyoming, and yet they give regularly to this building because they believe in what's going on at Grace. So that's awesome. This morning, back at that offering box and out in the lobby, there's a little box you can drop your pledge in if you're ready to do that. And you say, why pledge? Well, because we are at this, we're at a point we could be in the building in a year towards September if everything was, came in and God blessed in such a way. And so we need to know how to plan. And our builder needs to know how to plan, thus a pledge. Plus, we want to pray into it with all of us together to see what God is doing and to see what God is up to. And I will say this, we have just had miracle after miracle, and we don't want to forget those miracles. In fact, somebody pointed out a miracle to me this week, that nobody purchased the western part of the land before we had a chance to have it given to us. And even that is a miracle. And so God is just doing miracle after miracle. We've raised $3.5 million, and He's going to supply the other 3. We trust Him for that. Amen? So that's my spiel.